Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer from Roadhouse Brewing. Actually, really crazy that we get it here now. We're probably asking why we review this. So I listened to a podcast called Beersmith. I actually recommend it to most of the channel. Some of the podcasts I listen to are very like geeky, at least like for the level of like certified sister and like stuff that like, just an average Joe Schmo. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but just like stuff that just like wouldn't make sense to most people. Beersmith is very, very easy, and it's actually great to learn concepts and, well, not very, very easy. Like it's a little bit advanced, but like more easy for most people, I'd say. Especially like if you're just simple homebrewed, like I should be able to get most of the concepts. Especially Brad Smith's really good at interviewing and stuff for that. So Beersmith, the head brewer Max was on the podcast talking about pH adjustment for lagers, which is very specific. I actually want to re-listen to the episode, but I was at the store and I was like, wait, that's the brewery that he was talking about. Like he's the head brewer at Roadhouse. Roadhouse also, whatever company owns them, bought Melvin. So they're actually contracting Melvin out of their facilities now. If you guys are familiar with 2x4 and some famous IPAs brewed by Melvin. Anyway, I thought I'd just review the beer. Like I just listened to podcasts about the guy. It's really cool to, put a name to a face or a beer to a podcast, right? Like I'm actually reviewing the beer that I heard about in the podcast. Then again, that's the cool thing about the channel. Like I don't think, no offense, I don't think anybody of you guys watching care about what Roadhouse Brewing out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. But I'm curious, so thankfully the channel like allows me to make some dumb purchases like this. So it's cool. Anyway, light gold color, quite clear. 4% Pilsner, by the way. No other information on the website, so I'll probably have to check out the podcast to find out more about this beer. But very nice looking beer. I mean, like clear, light gold color, wonderful fluffy white head. On the nose, smells nice. That smells great. Immediately reminds me of, sends me back to straight up, like beautiful, grainy, sweet malt character. I'm immediately thinking about one of the beers I used to love drinking tons of because there's just such incredible quality and value. It was like 6-pack tall boys of Jack's Abbey post-shift Pilsner for like $10, something dumb like that. 16-ounce cans for like $10. Yeah, just reminds me of the heart of those Jack's Abbey's lagers. Rich, this like warm, grainy, pale malt character. A little bit of like light, unripened cherry character. A little bit of like ester. Hints of this like grassy noble hop character in there as well. A little bit of tea. Just smells perfect. At least for my flavor memories. Tastes like that too. They're definitely a little bit watery. I mean, that's crazy. This beer is lower ABV than Bud Light, which is 4.2. This is 4%. All this. I'm really happy I bought this. This is a very good beer. It's not even that fresh. I mean, for Pilsner, you're all right. This is like 3 months fresh. Actually, less than 3 months fresh. This is actually quite fresh. Yeah, 2.5 months fresh. Yeah, 2.5 months fresh. We're completely fine for Pilsner. But the hop expression is still there. On the warm shelf. So up front, follows with that just warm, long, grainy malt character. Full Pilsner. I assume it's Environment, but it just has this like light graininess, a little bit husk action, light toasted character to it, but just like long Pilsner malt flavor. And it just is a big warm blanket for a skinny tiny beer, like a pale beer. Like usually when you think of like warmth and a blanket, the analogy like that, you think of something malty and toasty and brown in color, dark in color. Here it's just like, it's like a summer blanket, It's that feeling of like getting a nice blanket on a hot summer day, but it's still cool. But it's just like, offers this like comfort to it, and it's just this long, warming Pilsner malt character. Has a little bit of white grape to it, a little kiss of sweetness in there as well. It's not very bitter for Pilsner. It definitely has a noticeable hoppiness, but it's really beautifully integrated. It doesn't like slice into the beer very noticeably. A little bit grassy, a little bit of like green tea action on the hop character. Wow. Honestly, I think they did a really good job. I think most people would probably prefer this a little bit fuller at like maybe 4.4, 4.5, 4.6. Because at 4%, it seems like just in the middle, it has just a little bit of wateriness to it. But man, who's going to complain about such a complete tasting beer at 4%? Like, you could drink a lot of this guy at 4%. the analogy follows. Again, one of my favorite Pilsners of all time. It's just Jack Sabby's Pilsners. It was like, oh, you guys have better memories than me because like it's been so long since I reviewed Jack Sabby for you guys. It was Post Shift, and what was the other one? I forget. They had like two seasonal / year round German style Pilsners that were always brewing. And the House Lager was also killer too. That's their like take on Helles or whatever. Yeah, I really miss that beer. Those beers, the Jack Sabby's beers, and this is just as good as those, and it really tastes a lot like those. And then at 4% is crazy. Like that's like, again, like I generally don't review Pilsners at 4. They're probably a little bit higher than that, just like hair. At 4.0, right? Oh, it's so good. Just like long flavors. I'm loving this guy. Like, it has great flavor members for me. It's a complete Pilsner. It tastes exactly what I want craft Pilsner to taste like. And then it also just has insane accessibility and repeatability of 4%. Like, I mean, like, you know, sometimes you're probably drinking some craft Pilsner. It's like, why is this guy 5? Or why is it 5.5? Or like, right? Like they're not even like getting past the spec range for Pilsner just to, you know, bump it up a little bit. There's hell, I've had like quote unquote Pilsners at 6%. It's like, what? And the bitterness lingers too, which is really nice. It's crazy. Like I mean, obviously the price point's great, different, but like I just can't imagine. Like, I guess it is just accessibility and price point. You can't match it with like a macro lager versus this beer. But I would drink this a million times over a Bud Light or macro lager. So, it's probably gonna be one of the better Pilsners of the year. Let's go with the Solid 97. This is crazy good. Roadhouse Highwayman Pilsner. I did not know what to expect, but I guess a guy who's doing a podcast about Pilsner should know how to make a really, really good Pilsner. And that's what you got here. Insanely good. World class. 97. Cheers.